Chapter 3 Arjuna. Thou whom all mortals praise, Janardana, if meditation be a nobler thing than action, wherefore, then, great Kesava, dost thou impel me to this dreadful fight? Now am I by thy doubtful speech disturbed. Tell me one thing, and tell me certainly, by what road shall I find the better end? Krishna. I told thee, blameless Lord, there be two paths shown to this world, two schools of wisdom. First the Sankhyas, which doth save in way of works prescribed, FN number 4, by reason. Next, the Yog, which bids attain by meditation, spiritually. Yet these are one. No man shall scape from act by shunning action, nay, and none shall come by mere renouncements unto perfectness. Nay, and no jot of time, at any time, rests any actionless. His nature's law compels him, even unwilling, into act, for thought is act in fancy. He who sits suppressing all the instruments of flesh, yet in his idle heart thinking on them, plays the inept and guilty hypocrite. But he who, with strong body serving mind, gives up his mortal powers to worthy work, not seeking gain, Arjuna, such an one is honorable. Do thine allotted task. Work is more excellent than idleness. The body's life proceeds not, lacking work. There is a task of holiness to do, unlike world-binding toil, which bindeth not the faithful soul. Such earthly duty do free from desire, and thou shalt well perform thy heavenly purpose. Spake Prajapati in the beginning, when all men were made, and, with mankind, the sacrifice do this. Work. Sacrifice. Increase and multiply with sacrifice. This shall be Kamaduk, your cow of plenty, giving back her milk of all abundance. Worship the gods thereby, the gods shall yield thee grace. Those meats ye crave the gods will grant to labor, when it pays tithes in the altar flame. But if one eats fruits of the earth, rendering to kindly heaven no gift of toil, that thief steals from his world. Who eat of food after their sacrifice are quit of fault, but they that spread a feast all for themselves, eat sin and drink of sin. By food the living live, food comes of rain, and rain comes by the pious sacrifice, and sacrifice is paid with tithes of toil. Thus action is of Brahma, who is one, the only, all-pervading, at all times present in sacrifice. He that abstains to help the rolling wheels of this great world, glutting his idle sense, lives a lost life, shameful and vain. Existing for himself, self-concentrated, serving self alone, no parteth he in aught, nothing achieved, naught wrought or unwrought toucheth him, no hope of help for all the living things of earth depends from him. FN number 5, therefore, thy task prescribed with spirit unattached gladly perform, since in performance of plain duty man mounts to his highest bliss. By works alone Janak and ancient saints reached blessedness. Moreover, for the upholding of thy kind, action thou shouldst embrace. What the wise choose the unwise people take, what best men do the multitude will follow. Look on me, thou son of Pritha, in the three wide worlds I am not bound to any toil, no height awaits to scale, no gift remains to gain, yet I act here. And, if I acted not earnest and watchful those that look to me for guidance, sinking back to sloth again because I slumbered, would decline from good, and I should break earth's order and commit her offspring unto ruin, Bharata. Even as the unknowing toil, wedded to sense. So let the enlightened toil, sense-freed, but set to bring the world deliverance, and its bliss, not sowing in those simple, busy hearts seed of despair. Yeah. Let each play his part in all he finds to do, with unyoked soul. All things are everywhere by nature wrought in interaction of the qualities. The fool, cheated by self, thinks, this I did and that I wrought, but thou strong-armed prince. A better lessoned mind, knowing the play of visible things within the world of sense, and how the qualities must qualify, standeth aloof even from his acts. Untaught live mixed with them, knowing not nature's way, of highest aims unwitting, slow and dull. Those make thou not to stumble, having the light, but all thy dues discharging, for my sake, with meditation centered inwardly, seeking no profit, satisfied, serene, heedless of issue fight. They who shall keep my ordinance thus, the wise and willing hearts, have quittance from all issue of their acts, but those who disregard my ordinance, thinking they know naught, and fall to loss, confused and foolish. Sooth, the instructed one doth of his kind, following what fits him most, and lower creatures of their kind, in vain contending 'gainst the law. Needs must it be the objects of the sense will stir the sense to like and dislike, yet enlightened man yields not to these, knowing them enemies. Finally, this is better, that one do his own task as he may, even though he fail, than take tasks not his own, though they seem good. To die performing duty is no ill, but who seeks other roads shall wander still. Arjuna. Yet tell me, teacher, by what force doth man go to his ill, unwilling, as if one pushed him that evil path? Krishna. Karma it is, passion it is, born of the darknesses, which pusheth him. Mighty of appetite, sinful, and strong is this. Man's enemy. As smoke blots the white fire, as clinging rust mars the bright mirror, as the womb surrounds the babe unborn, so is the world of things foiled, soiled, enclosed in this desire of flesh. The wise fall, caught in it. The unresting foe it is of wisdom, wearing countless forms, fair but deceitful, subtle as a flame. Sense, mind, and reason these, O Kunti's son, are booty for it. In its play with these it maddens man, beguiling, blinding him. Therefore, thou noblest child of Bharata, govern thy heart. Constrain entangled sense. Resist the false, soft sinfulness which saps knowledge and judgment. Yea, the world is strong, but what discerns it stronger, and the mind strongest, and high o'er all the ruling soul? Wherefore, perceiving him who reigns supreme, put forth full force of soul in thy own soul. Fight. Vanquish foes and doubts, dear hero. Slay what haunts thee in fond shapes, and would betray. Here endeth Chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita, entitled Karma Yoga, or the Book of Virtue in Work. Chapter 4 Krishna. This deathless yoga, this deep union, I taught Vivaswata, FN number 6, the Lord of Light. Vivaswata to Manu gave it, he to Ikshwaku, so passed it down the line of all my royal rishis. Then, with years, the truth grew dim and perished, noble prince. Now once again to thee it is declared this ancient law, this mystery supreme, seeing I find thee votary and friend. Arjuna. Thy birth, dear Lord, was in these later days, and bright Vivaswata's preceded time. How shall I comprehend this thing thou sayest? From the beginning it was I who taught. Krishna. Manifold the renewals of my birth have been, Arjuna, and of thy births, too. But mine I know, and thine thou knowest not, O slayer of thy foes. Albeit I be unborn, undying, indestructible, the Lord of all things living, not the less by Maya, by my magic which I stamp on floating nature forms, the primal vast I come, and go, and come. When righteousness declines, O Bharata, when wickedness is strong, I rise, from age to age, and take visible shape, and move a man with men, succoring the good, thrusting the evil back, and setting virtue on her seat again. Who knows the truth touching my births on earth and my divine work, when he quits the flesh puts on its load no more, falls no more down to earthly birth. To me he comes, dear Prince. Many there be who come, from fear set free, from anger, from desire, keeping their hearts fixed upon me, faithful purified by sacred flame of knowledge. Such as these mix with my being. Whoso worship me, them I exalt, but all men everywhere shall fall into my path, albeit, those souls which seek reward for works, make sacrifice now, to the lower gods. I say to thee here have they their reward. But I am he made the four castes, and portioned them a place after their qualities and gifts. Yea, I created, the reposeful, I that live immortally, made all those mortal births, for works soil not my essence, being works wrought uninvolved. FN number 7, who knows me acting thus unchained by action, action binds not him, and, so perceiving, all those saints of old worked, seeking for deliverance. Work thou as, in the days gone by, thy fathers did. Thou say'st, perplexed, it hath been asked before by singers and by sages, what is act, and what inaction? I will teach thee this, and, knowing, thou shalt learn which work doth save needs must one rightly meditate those three doing, not doing, and undoing. Here thorny and dark the path is. He who sees how action may be rest action he is wisest mid his kind, heeth the truth, he doeth well, acting or resting. Freed in all his works from prickings of desire, burned clean in act by the white fire of truth, the wise call that man wise, and such an one, renouncing fruit of deeds, always content. Always self-satisfying, if he works, doth nothing that shall stain his separate soul, which quit of fear and hope subduing self rejecting outward impulse yielding up to bodies need nothing save body, dwells sinless amid all sin, with equal calm taking what may befall, by grief unmoved by joy, unenvyingly, the same in good and evil fortunes, nowise bound by bond of deeds. Nay, but of such an one, whose crave is gone, whose soul is liberate, whose heart is set on truth of such an one what work he does is work of sacrifice, which passeth purely into ash and smoke consumed upon the altar. All's then God. The sacrifice is Brahm, the ghee and grain are Brahm, the fire is Brahm, the flesh it eats is Brahm, and unto Brahm attaineth he who, in such office, meditates on Brahm. Some votaries there be who serve the gods with flesh and altar smoke, but others some who, lighting subtler fires, make purer rite with will of worship. Of the which be they who, in white flame of continence, consume joys of the sense, delights of eye and ear, foregoing tender speech and sound of song, and they who, kindling fires with torch of truth, burn on a hidden altar stone the bliss of youth and love, renouncing happiness, and they who lay for offering there their wealth, their penance, meditation, piety, their steadfast reading of the scrolls, their lore painfully gained with long austerities, and they who, making silent sacrifice, draw in their breath to feed the flame of thought, and breathe it forth to waft the heart on high, governing the ventage of each entering air lest one sigh pass which helpeth not the soul, and they who, day by day denying needs, lay life itself upon the altar flame, burning the body Lo! All these keep the rite of offering, as if they slew victims, and all thereby efface much sin. Yea, and who feed on the immortal food left of such sacrifice, to Brahma pass, to the unending. But for him that makes no sacrifice, he hath nor part nor lot even in the present world. How should he share another, O thou glory of thy line? In sight of Brahma all these offerings are spread and are accepted. Comprehend that all proceed by act, for knowing this, thou shalt be quit of doubt. The sacrifice which knowledge pays is better than great gifts offered by wealth, since gifts worth, O my prince, lies in the mind which gives, the will that serves, and these are gained by reverence, by strong search, by humble heed of those who see the truth and teach it. Knowing truth, thy heart no more will ache with error, for the truth shall show all things subdued to thee, as thou to me. Moreover, son of Pandu, what thou worst of all wrongdoers, this fair ship of truth should bear thee safe and dry across the sea of thy transgressions. As the kindled flame feeds on the fuel till it sinks to ash, so unto ash, Arjuna, unto naught the flame of knowledge wastes, works dross away. There is no purifier like thereto in all this world, and he who seeketh it shall find it being grown perfect in himself. Believing, he receives it when the soul masters itself, and cleaves to truth, and comes possessing knowledge to the higher peace, the uttermost repose. But those untaught, and those without full faith, and those who fear are shent, no peace is here or otherwhere, no hope, nor happiness for whoso doubts. He that, being self-contained, hath vanquished doubt, disparting self from service, soul from works, enlightened and emancipate, my prince, works fetter him no more. Cut then atwain with sword of wisdom, son of Bharata, this doubt that binds thy heart beats. Cleave the bond born of thy ignorance. Be bold and wise. Give thyself to the field with me. Arise. Here endeth chapter 4 of T. Bhagavad Gita, entitled Jnana Yog, or the Book of the Religion of Knowledge, chapter 5 Arjuna. Yet, Krishna, at the one time thou dost laud surcease of works, and, at another time, service through work. Of these twain plainly tell which is the better way. Krishna. To cease from works is well, and to do works in holiness is well, and both conduct to bliss supreme, but of these twain the better way is his who working piously refraineth not. That is the true renouncer, firm and fixed, who seeking naught, rejecting naught dwells proof against their opposites. FN number 8. O valiant prince! In doing, such breaks lightly from all deed. Tease the new scholar talks as they were two, this Sankhya and this Yoga. Wise men know who husbands one plucks golden fruit of both. The region of high rest which Sankhyans reach. Yogins attain. Who sees these twain as one sees with clear eyes. Yet such abstraction, chief, is hard to win without much holiness. Whoso is fixed in holiness, self-ruled, pure-hearted, lord of senses and of self, lost in the common life of all which lives a yogayukt, he is a saint who wends straightway to Brahm. Such an one is not touched by taint of deeds. Naught of myself I do. Thus will he think who holds the truth of truths in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, when he eats or goes or breathes, slumbers or talks, holds fast or loosens, opes his eyes or shuts, always assured this is the sense world plays with senses. He that acts in thought of Brahm, detaching end from act, with act content, the world of sense can no more stain his soul than waters mar th enamelled lotus leaf. With life, with heart, with mind, nay, with the help of all five senses letting selfhood go, yogins toil ever towards their soul's release. Such votaries, renouncing fruit of deeds, gain endless peace. The unvowed, the passion-bound, seeking a fruit from works, are fastened down. The embodied sage, withdrawn within his soul, at every act sits godlike in the town which hath 9 gateways, FN number 9, neither doing aught nor causing any deed. This world's lord makes neither the work, nor passion for the work, nor lust for fruit of work. The man's own self pushes to these. The master of this world takes on himself the good or evil deeds of no man dwelling beyond. Mankind errs here by folly, darkening knowledge. But, for whom that darkness of the soul is chased by light, Splendid and clear shines manifest the truth as if a sun of wisdom sprang to shed its beams of dawn. Him meditating still, him seeking, with him blended, stayed on him, the souls illuminated take that road which hath no turning back, their sins flung off by strength of faith. Who will may have this light, who with it sees. To him who wisely sees, the Brahmin with his scrolls and sanctities, the cow, the elephant, the unclean dog, the outcast gorging dog's meat, are all one. The world is overcome even here, by such as fix their faith on unity. The sinless Brahma dwells in unity, and they in Brahma. Be not over glad attaining joy, and be not over sad encountering grief, but, stayed on Brahma, still constant let each abide. The sage whose soul holds off from outer contacts, in himself finds bliss. To Brahma joined by piety, his spirit tastes eternal peace. The joys springing from sense life are but quickening wombs which breed sure griefs. Those joys begin and end. The wise mind takes no pleasure, Kunti's son, in such as those. But if a man shall learn, even while he lives and bears his body's chain, to master lust and anger, he is bless. He is the yukta, he hath happiness, contentment, light, within. His life is merged in Brahma's life, he doth nirvana touch. Thus go the rishis unto rest, who dwell with sins effaced, with doubts at end, with hearts governed and calm. Glad in all good they live, nigh to the peace of God. And all those live who pass their days exempt from greed and wrath, subduing self and senses, knowing the soul. The saint who shuts outside his placid soul all touch of sense, letting no contact through, whose quiet eyes gaze straight from fixed brows, whose outward breath and inward breath are drawn equal and slow through nostrils still and close. That one with organs, heart, and mind constrained, bent on deliverance, having put away passion, and fear, and rage, hath, even now, obtained deliverance, ever and ever freed. Yea, for he knows me who am he that heeds the sacrifice and worship, God revealed, and he who heeds not, being Lord of worlds, lover of all that lives, God unrevealed, wherein who shall find surety and shield. Here ends chapter 5 of the Bhagavad Gita, entitled Karmasanya Sayog, or the Book of Religion by Renouncing Fruit of Works.